Hello everyone, welcome to Mrs. Science Math class. Today we keep on teach the year 10 pre-method, topic 1, linear equations and inequalities. The last lesson 1F, finding the equation of a line. So now first check our learning intention. So we have to understand that the gradient is the same between any 2 points on a straight line. So it means on a straight line, if you pick any 2 points, the gradient will be constant. So also after using 2 points, we can find the gradient. And number 3, understand gradient interception form, that is y equal mx plus c. And number 4, we can able to find a equation of a line given 2 points on the line. Last one, we can know the form of equation of horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, now let us to check first part. So we can understand the gradient is the same between any 2 points on a straight line. And to know how to find gradient of a line is 2 points. Okay, so let us to see from the decimals. I type in y equal 2x. So now you can see here, we have the point 0, 0, and we have the point 1, 1, 2. So from these 2 points, we can find out what's the run here from 0 to 1. That run is 1 unit. And then from the rise, that is 0 to 2, that is 2 unit. So that means now you have the rise over run will be 2 over 1, and that will be 2 divided by 1. So gradient equal 2. And that is also why I have y equal 2x here. And now we can see another one. So I type in 0, 0. And also we label this point. Okay. And then we type in 0, 2. Oh, sorry, 1, 2. We label this point. And also we type in 2, 4. We label this point. So now guys, we can see here from here to 2, and we can find out the gradient is we use 2 running and 4 rise. Okay, so that is 4 over 2, oh, 4 take, so 4 take 2, that's 2 units rise up, and then that is 1 unit that is running, so 2 over 1, so we can get the gradient is still 2. And also you can find another 2 point here. So if I label the point, is next one is 3, 6. And you can see here, we can also find from 2, 4 to 3, 6, that is 1 run and 2 rise up. So gradient still 2 over 1, so that will be 2. So we can see from this this straight line, y equal 2x, every 2 points we find the ratio from the change of y and over change of x, it will be always equal gradient. So will be always equal to. So that can prove the first learning intention, and that's it. Okay, so now we see another straight line, y equal 2x plus 3. So you see I can already label the 0, 3, and then 1, 5, and 2, 7, 3, 9. The 4 different points are all on the straight line. So if I figure out what's the run and from this blue point to this purple point, so 0 to 2, that is my running. Then 3 goes up to 7, that is my rise. So rise is 4, running is 2, 4 divided by 2, that's still gradient equal to. But y-intercept, at beginning we have the y equal 2x. And their y-intercept is goes through 0, 0, so origin. But now we have the new straight line that is 0, 3. Okay, the y-intercept is 0, 3. So that is why their c value goes up is y equal to x plus 3. And now guys, consider if I type in y equal to x plus 1, then what straight line you will get? So you can see this blue one. And also, how about y equal to x plus 2? So you can see this green line. So all of them, they all have the same gradient is 2x, this 2 value, all of them. Okay, so that's why they are parallel. And also they parallel, but also go through the different y-intercept. This one, it means nothing, it means plus 0. Okay, so that means the gradient, the y-intercept is 0, 0. And the second one is 0, 1. So you can see 0, 1. And the third one is 0, 2. And then the last one 0, 3. So we can see the y-intercept are totally different. Okay. Now we have a look. So we can understand on the straight line, the gradient always keep the same. And always equal the gradient is m value. And also we can find the gradient of a line using 2 points. So now we have a look here in the question 1a. We have a look. Can you find the gradient through 2 points? Because before that, you have to remember what is the gradient formula. So gradient will be equal, will be always equal your rise over run. Now we check from this point, negative 4, and up to this point. This point is 0, 4. So we will see from the x value, negative 4 to 0. And we know my running is from negative 4 and goes to 0. And so my unit is 1, 2, 3, 4. So my run is 4 unit because I go to the right direction. And also we check what is my rise. So rise is I point to negative 4 here. And then I keep on goes up and up to 4. So from negative 4 to 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4 unit, then 1, 2, 3, 4 unit. So I have 8 units. So that it means my rise is 8 and my run is 4, 8 over 4. And we got our 8 from our graph on number plane here. And can you use the mathematical calculation or the algebra we got that is 8 value? So we will check. So that is negative 4. And then it goes up to 4. So I should use my terminate point 4 and take negative 4. So that is talking about the last point and take the first point or terminate point, take the initial point, then that is how many change for their rise, and that also change for y. And for the x value is they start from negative 4 and stop at 0, so I should use 0, take negative 4. So now we will check the top. So 4 plus 4 and 0 plus 4. So that is 8 over 4. So 8 over 4 will be equal to that. And that's exactly my rise over run. So from this example, you can see here, what is this 4 come from? This 4 is come from my second point, 0, 4. So this 4, I can assuming that's my second point y value. And then negative 4 is come from my first point. So y value, so that is y1. This one is y2, second point y value. And then this one is my first point x value. And this one is my second point x value. So I can use my y2 is 4. Take my y1. y1 is negative 4. Then I use x2 0 and take my x1 negative 4. So that is exactly the formula looks like. That is the gradient formula. Okay, now we have a look at our gradient formula. So is here you I hope you can do some keynotes and copy this one down. So gradient formula is I zoom out. So gradient formula is a graph can be used to find the equation of straight line by calculate the gradient using m equal rise over run or m equal y2 take y1 over x2 take x1. Okay, we can find the gradient. And after you find the gradient, you can find it y-intercept. Then you will get a y equal mx plus c. This one is called gradient and intercept form. Okay, gradient and intercept form. So this form very helpful. And if you know the gradient and also the y-intercept. Now we have a look one question about this. Okay. So I think we have the question like this. Okay, now we have a look. So y equal mx plus c is called gradient intercept form of equation of a straight line. On the line with equation have gradient m and y-intercept c. So y equal 2x take 3. That means your gradient equal to 2 and your c equal to negative 3. And that means it will go through the 0, negative 3 will be y-intercept and the gradient will be equal to 2. Okay, so now we see this graph. Y is negative 3, C is negative 3. So y-intercept is negative 3, 0, 0, negative 3. Sorry, 0, negative 3. And then gradient is equal to 2. Then I got this straight line is y equal 2x take 3. And there is also another form you have to, yes, get some idea. Is ax plus by equals c. That's called general form of an equation of a straight line. And through this kind of form, you can find it, the gradient. Okay, so I can calculate the gradient. And if I calculate the gradient, that means I have to yet convert this format as a y equal mx plus c. And the m will be my gradient. So what I'm going to do solve this kind of question is I leave by on one side, then ax I will move to the other side, so it will change to negative ax, then plus capital C. And then I don't need my b, so y equal everyone divided by b, and then plus c over b. So now you can see negative a over b. This value is my gradient. And c over b, that is my y-intercept point value, okay? So from here, you can also remember this one. And is here. So equation of a line with gradient a over b has the general form is that one. And we just finished is this kind of ax plus by equals c. So our gradient is negative a over b. Okay, so you can keep that as a quick method in your mind. And now everyone will have a look at another kind of question. So another kind of question, they said they want you to get a y-intercept and also another different point, and you can get the equation of that. So now we have a look. So through this y-intercept and also the point here, can we get what's the gradient? So we have a look. So if we want to get the gradient, we need to find the rise, find the rise and find the run. Yeah, find the rise and find the run. So now we have a look. So rise is start from point 1 here and we finish point 7. So from 1 to 7, rise is 7 take 1. So rise is my 6. rise is 6. And then we check the run. Run is start from 0, 0, and we stop at 3 here. So 3 here. So 0 to 3, and that is my run. And in this way, I can got my run is 3 take 0. So that is something wrong with. So 3 take 0. So that is my running. So my running will be 3, and the rise will be 6. So my gradient will be 6 over 3. So 6 over 3. What's wrong with? So that is 3 take 0. So that is 3. So gradient will be rise over run. So that will be 6 over 3. So gradient is 2. So now you got your gradient equal to 2. And also you know your y-intercept is 0, 1. So y equal gradient intercept form. Your gradient is 2. You did calculate 7 take 1, 3 take 0, 6 over 3, 2. And then your c is 0, 1. So you know c equal 1. So your formula will be y equal mx. So y equal 2x plus 1. That may be your function. Okay, so and guys, that is we have 1 point gradient and 1 point is another one, and we can get the gradient and also a y-intercept. We can got this equation. And now we check the last one. If we have 2 points will be the same thing, guys. So you find out what is your rise, what is your run, and find the gradient first. So from 4, because that is 4, and to 8. So my run is 8 take 4, that is 4 run. And then for the rise is I have start from 2. I start from 4 because we see the graph is from left to right. So you will see 4, 7 point first, then keep on left to right, you see the 8, 2 point second. So then I have to use what we got is second. Okay, so that is 2. Your rise is 2 and take your 4. Okay, so that is equal -2. So -2 over 4 because that means you have 4 run and then 2 goes down. Okay. Oh, sorry, I think I got this value is wrong. It's not 2, 4. I label that clearly, huh? Sorry, my bad. So this point is 4 and this point is 8, and then change your color. So this point is 7 and this point is 2. So now we check the run. Running is 4 to 8. 4 to 8, so I have to use 8 take 4. That is 4 units running. And then I just check my rise. Rise is I start from left to right. So I go start from 7 and then I goes down to 2. So I have to use 2 take 7. That is -5 and that is my rise. So then the gradient will be -5 over 4 and that's my gradient. So now I can write down y equal gradient -5 over 4 x then plus a c. So currently I just need to know what's the value of c. And if I want to know the value of c, I can do what? I can substitute one of the point, 4, 7 or 8, 2. So in this equation. And you got x value, if you substitute 4, 7, that means x equal 4, y equal 7, then you got what's the value of c here. So if I do substitution, replace my y value is 7 because that is my y coordinates is 7. 7 equal the -5 over 4 times my x. X is 4. And then plus c here. Then multiply, got to the product that is -5 plus c. So C is equal 12 will be. Okay, so then I got this equation is y equal negative 5 over 4x plus 12. And you probably ask me, Miss, do you think that equation is correct? Okay, we double check. Okay, so guys, now we have a look this straight line. We go back to our decimals. So I just not use all these points we have before. And now guys, we can have a look. So this one, we definitely got that y-intercept 0, 12. Okay. And also we will check if it goes through another 2 points. So 2 points will be 4, 7 and 8, 2. So we have a look 4, 7 and 8, 2. Okay. So I type in 4, 7. We label that. And another point is A2. Okay, now we have a look this 2 point, 4, 7 and A2. Okay, so now you can see from 4 to 8 is how many run, and then from 7 goes down to 2, that is how many units rise, and this 2 point exactly on the straight line, and also y-intercept is 12. So now we prove, yeah, we are correct. Okay, so guys, I think currently you probably have a general idea for this kind of question now. And also another thing is I want to ask you guys is how we can prove I have a point, okay? So if it's on the straight line or not on the straight line. And also we have to figure out what's the equation of horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, so now we have a look. So we have a look question C. So from question C, we got the gradient. So we can pick 2 points. I can pick these 2 points here. So this point, is I can't draw. So weird. Okay, so this 2 point, I picked this 2. So you can see from x running, so I from negative 2 to positive 4. So that means I go through 2 units, then 6 units from negative 2 to positive 4. So my running is 6. And how about my rise? Because my rise are both on the same horizontal line, so my rise is 0. So 0 over 6 is 0. So you can see this kind of horizontal line gradient will be equal to 0 because there's no rise. And now we check the vertical line. The vertical line, we can pick 2 points. So first is this point, second is that top point. We can see because we from left to right, they are on the same vertical line, so it's not talking about left to right. So if you want to goes up, so from this bottom point goes to top point, we can see in this way, either way, so you use the top and goes down to the bottom. Depends on you, huh? So now we just use the goes up one. So goes up, we can see how many rise will be easy. So that is 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. So rise is 3. But then we check the run. Run will be negative 1 at beginning and negative 1 still at the end. So negative 1 take negative 1, that means I have no running. So that will be 0 running. And 3 over 0, we know from our primary school is cannot be working in this way. So we will say this one, vertical straight line, that it means this gradient is undefined. Okay, so now we will check the last one kind of question. So if I have 1 point, how I can prove this point on this straight line or not on this straight line? So that is the high keynotes you need to know. So if you want to know a point or line on straight line, so its coordinates will satisfy the equation of the line. So 0.37 on this equation, that means your x equal to 3 and you figure out what's the y value at the same time. So x equals 3, replace your x as 3, so 2 times 3 plus 1, 7. So that means 3, 7 does lie on the straight line. So, okay, guys, I think for today's learning, we go back to learning intention, and you can have a look. So, do you have an idea the gradient is the same between any 2 points on straight line? And can you find the gradient of a line with 2 points? And can you understand, so what's the gradient interception form? And y equal mx plus c? And do you think you can find the 2 points on straight line and find the equation? And do you get the idea of the form equation of horizontal line and vertical lines? Okay, so thank you for listening. And also, guys, I think today is the last lesson for this topic 1. So for our next lesson, we'll start the topic 2. So topic 2 will be indices and thirds. And good luck for your math study.